Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron. On behalf of TFYLP, I want to congratulate you for listening to the most refined collected podcast on this miserable little planet Earth. Yes. Here you'll find knowledgeable fans discussing every aspect of Transformers and beyond. Now, enjoy the show while I continue my path to complete conquest of all of you miserable biological entities. Predacons, terrorize!
Hello, welcome to TFYLP. We've got a special episode tonight, which will be our episode for the week, but we're doing it Sunday night because we've been so excited about Hasbro PulseCon and the fact that we get some new news that's
we
actually
just couldn't
official.
wait.
Yes, that we couldn't wait, so we decided to do it. It has nothing to do with the fact that the Chiefs game, then the Chiefs are playing the Raiders tomorrow, or not the Raiders, I'm sorry, the Ravens tomorrow night. It has nothing to do with that. So
is that hockey?
it's the football.
It's badminton.
So anyway, so tonight I am joined by Christian.
What's up?
I'm joined by, I don't know who this is.
I think that's Roy.
Roy?
Roy or Morton Corp. I think it's Roy. Yeah.
It's me. It's Paul.
And Paul.
Surprise.
And Peter.
Forever Destron.
And I think Nick's on here somewhere. I'm not sure.
I'm here somewhere. I'm having some video trouble. Let me see if I can't get that resolved. Hi, everybody.
Spooky ghost panelist.
I may have to log out and back in again. I may have to.
It was a spooky ghost.
It's not October yet, Nick. You can't be a spooky ghost yet.
Not long now.
So yeah, so PulseCon. So what did you guys think overall? Like, did you watch all of PulseCon or just the Transformers section?
I watched a lot of it.
I watched almost everything on Saturday. I rolled out of bed a little late, so I missed the G.I. Joe panel.
I got roped into yard work with a friend who needed a hand, and so I used a chainsaw all day, and it was fun. So I missed PulseCon, so I'll let you guys explain what happened to me, and I'll explain my reaction.
Some of it was very unwatchable, I would say.
I would agree with that.
I don't know if
very
it's
much agree with that.
I don't know if it's rude to point out which parts it was, but there were definitely some tough joints on there.
I see Nick.
Hooray!
Nick, are you there?
Anybody.
Let me see if I can add you in here. There we go.
So
Can you see me? Is there video?
Yep.
All right.
I caught on Friday the part of the Star Wars panels, and then the very tail end of the Marvel panel. And then Saturday I caught Zoids, most Transformers, all of Ghostbusters, and then I quit. And overall, it was pretty good. But like Paul said, there were parts that were unwatchable. There were parts that were cringy. But I think the worst part of it all was the freaking chat.
Oh yeah, I mean you can't.
I mean, that's always the worst thing. It's the first thing I do. I click X and I don't.
Is anyone surprised that a chat on YouTube was total trash? I mean,
No, it's just
kind of standard.
I'm kind of surprised that the Hasbro guys continue to do this with that kind of reaction that they get every time.
Yeah. Well, I guess they want it to feel like they're listening to the fans, even though.
Well, they used it to interact a little bit, like hashtag Proton Blast, hashtag Proton Blast. But so that, I mean, it's kind of necessary if they're gonna do those kind of things. But I missed the G.I. Joe panel, but I kind of wanted to see that just to read the incredibly racist comments that are in there sometimes, and like crazy shit that people say. It's just outrageous, the things that fan base will say in like when I saw it at the Fan Friday, I was like, oh dear, it's like very, very cringy. And they're mad about Target.
Well, aren't we all mad about Target? Isn't everyone?
Yeah, the Joe guys are really mad. They're still bitter about the Baroness, who still hasn't shown up in a lot of places, and You know, it's yeah. So they're still mad about that, and then there's
it does come across as tone deaf that they're putting out more Target exclusives when they haven't solved the issue about the last round.
But it's probably all of a package. It's probably not like, oh, we did this one and we did this one. It's like we guaranteed 2020. You know, we've got this whole deal.
Sure. And,
I mean, what do you do?
But they need to address the elephant in the room in the same way that Pulse was able to get their act together and put in all the CAPTCHA and make it so that everybody had to log in at the same time.
And there was
look how much smoothly the not SDCC stuff went.
Yeah. I guess let's talk about that while we're here. I thought that implementation was really great. I know the Thursday guys had a little bit more of a problem than Wednesday people did.
But Wednesday was super smooth. I got everything I wanted.
Perfect.
Smooth. Like Nick said, they implemented CAPTCHA, so they got around. So we didn't have to have the bot problems like we had earlier this year at Walmart. Right. They had a queue for waiting. So just, you know, in the past, if you've been around long enough, you've had San Diego exclusives or convention exclusives, whatever, taken out of your cart while you've been checking out.
Mm-hmm.
This got around that.
Yeah.
So I mean, incredibly smooth. I was very happy.
Yeah.
They really listened to the feedback from other instances this year and past years, and they were ready to go.
Well, yeah, and one thing statement saying, you know, we're working with our partners to remedy the previous exclusive issues. We hear you. We're looking into it. Would have gone a long way to mitigate the, you know, no more Target, yada yada yada. Throughout. I
mean, I kind of feel like at the same time, like NECA issued a statement, but like, is that actually going to change anything? Like, you know, because they've had similar issues with their turtles and whatnot.
I don't know. I'm hearing that the NECA situation has improved, but I don't do much NECA stuff, so I don't have experience with it.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm not sure that Hasbro has much influence over what the other retailers do, but at least they made sure that their own stuff was solid, and I appreciate it. I know what you're saying. Sure. Like, it's just, I don't think it's.
Even if they're blowing smoke up there, even if they're just blowing smoke up our asses, some kind of we hear you and we're looking into it would have gone a long way.
I would like my ass to remain smoke free.
I don't know. I mean, the thing that I feel like is hard is that all of these retailers are having a ton of issues with their online sales. I mean, I don't think, like, if you say you're like, oh, Target had these issues, you know, right? But it's, I mean, I don't know. Walmart's had their own slew of issues. Like, Amazon has had their stuff. It's like, well, where do you go? If I mean, other than, I think the only thing that you can do is like what, if Hasbro can start offering exclusives from Target or whatever, like on their own website, like if they could kind of make that deal, I could see where. But then why would they do that? Like, Target's not going to agree to that.
Like,
so.
It boggles the mind. Like, you know, as far as Target and Walmart are concerned, they haven't had any issues. You know, they have sold out their product. Right. They are stoke-a-rood, and they're going to keep rolling on this train. It's the collectors that have the problem, because we all want a limited amount of stuff.
I think Masterpiece Starscream would disagree with you, Paul.
Oh yeah, Batten. You know, you can mess up 1 out of 10, but the other 9 still pay for the mess up by when
you mess up the most expensive one out of the bunch, and you have to clearance it by half price. Also,
the situation there, people didn't want it. That's the problem. Okay,
no one wanted it. It wasn't available.
I'm not even sure that's true. I mean, we saw this earlier this year with the clone pack where it went on clearance right after it showed up. I think it's just a result of their crazy planogram scheduling rather than like they've just been sitting. So it's not like they had to clearance it. It's that they've got some things to work out where now they're automatically clearanced.
Yeah, the clone thing was weird because they clearanced it and then now it's back in stock at regular price.
They clearanced it off the end cap. They were on an end cap, they clearanced them out of there, and then they changed the planogram and put them in the main planogram.
Makes no sense.
Some stores did.
And now they're well, that's how they are for all the stores in my local area, and now they aren't moving at all.
Yeah.
No.
How many things have I pre-ordered from Walmart this year total?
264.
No, how many have you got? Seriously, we've all pre-ordered the same things from Walmart this year, right?
Yeah, it's like. Is
it a dozen? Is it 15 things?
The Netflix,
whatever it is.
One order fulfilled, and the rest sat until I found them in the store. Just fulfill your obligations. You say you're going to sell somebody a thing, ship them the thing. Why is that complicated?
Right. Yeah, and that's one thing I will say about Hasbro in general is that it's been a pretty decent experience. Like, Pulse has not been bad. Like, I don't think that they've gotten their, you know, we can find a lot of the stuff before it ships from Pulse. Like, but I mean, that's just distribution and whatever. But as far as actually fulfilling the orders and getting there at a decent time and being packaged okay, like, I mean, I feel like you know what you're going to get from Pulse. You know, whereas like Amazon, it's like a wild card.
Might get it
like
late. At least I'm gonna
it
get
could be, it could be in a bubble mail, or it could be whatever. Same way with Walmart and all that. So at least Pulse, like, I will applaud them that, like, you know, they've had some issues, but I don't think that the store's been that bad. And I think the fact that they put up a million things for pre-order on Saturday night, and it seemed like it all went pretty smooth and whatnot.
Yeah.
They continue to improve.
Friday and Saturday.
They've learned from their mistakes. They were shipping one item per package, or, you know, splitting everything up in your order and doing one.
Yeah.
And now they've
cost them a ton of shipping.
Yeah, and then they extended everyone's free shipping for a year, and like they continue to improve and show that that Pulse themselves are listening. Hasbro and their exclusives, I can't speak to that, but the Pulse website is so much more satisfactory than Hasbro Toy Shop or Hasbro Direct or whatever the previous iterations were. I am so happy with them.
100%.
Yep.
My question is how long is Pulse Premium going to last for us? Like, so I got it like right when it came out, whenever, because if you ordered figures, was it Toy Fair 2019 or something like that, you got it automatically, right?
Right.
Well, like, I still have it, and like, it was supposed to end.
They extended it at the beginning of this year because everything was starting to go a little wonky, and it was a 6-month extension, and now it's just they've let it go. I think because this year has been insane.
Yeah.
It's a disaster.
And so let's revisit that question around February 2021. I bet there would be some sort of renewal thing happening around then.
And with the amount of stuff I've bought off that website, which I didn't expect to, it's worth paying for it for me. Oh, you got the things.
I ordered 7. I have to go and pick them up.
I've been trying to find those in stores. I don't know where to look.
I found them just
by the checkouts.
They're by the checkouts at Walmart. I had family in town, and they're like the big island of candy. And yeah, so for those who don't know, or those who are just listening, I've got in my hands 3 packs of the Hershey's Kisses Treasure Surprise toys. They're supposed to come with 1 of 5 blind pack randomly assorted Transformers slug figures based on Cyberverse designs, and I'm going to crack the 3 of them while we're sitting here and eat my candy and get fat.
Unboxings.
Yeah. So it's my candy time. But anyway, sorry.
Let's pull it back around to the con.
Yes.
Wait, quick about.
Sure.
We're just talking about Pulse. Based on the orders I made from Wednesday to Saturday, Pulse clocked in 100,000 orders over those 4 days, and they're about 40,000 shy of 1 million for the existence of the store. As long as they started at 0. I'm not sure if they might have it might be a digit over or something, but they're doing well.
A lot.
You got the Megatron.
They're punching project.
So the first panel we saw for Transformers yesterday, was the entertainment panel where they talked about Netflix season 2 Earthrise, which is the first time it's actually been announced. We had season 3 announcement several months ago. Now they've announced season 2. It's going to exist. I mean, the presumption was that it would exist, of course, but now we know for sure.
And the trailer should be up online. We're not going to play it here because we don't want a copyright strike, but
it was a cool trailer, I thought.
Yeah, it was a pretty good trailer. Ooh, you got the Grimlock.
Double Dealer's got a weird face, and Exhaust has the wrong face, and the Coneheads are in the wrong bodies, but that's okay.
Wait. Coneheads are in the wrong bodies. Oh, they're in the Earthrise bodies.
They're not in the Earthrise bodies. They're in Siege bodies, which did not exist for them.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Meh.
Hey, you got to stretch
Walmart,
out those 3D
Walmart
models
Wave
that they
3.
did.
That's Walmart Wave 3.
Maybe. I forget what else was in that wave, but I'm looking for the deep cover. So, yeah, we had... that was there. Earthrise is coming soon.
The only thing that felt weird about that panel was... there's a couple different things that felt weird, but, it felt weird that they...
Kid-friendly yellow robot.
And I don't know, like, I don't know if it's the difference between video versus, like, just being in a panel, like, at a convention or whatever, right? And the fact that there's not people in the room and whatnot. But it just seemed weird that they, like, were patting themselves on the back quite a bit. Like, I don't know. That it just felt odd. Because, like, most of the panels I've seen where they're patting themselves on the back are, like, the G1 stuff. And, it's for something that's 30 years old. It's weird for something that like just came out for them to do that.
It was kind of weird.
Well, when there's no immediate audience feedback, there's nobody there to applaud. Normally they would pause for applause and we would clap. But in an empty room, it's a lot like the problems that wrestling is facing right now, where they don't have an audience, and so they don't know how to read the room.
They don't know how that someone's chanting "you suck" at them. Not that we're
well, they do.
People.
If they read the comments on the side, they would.
I'm sure that the people who are doing the talking aren't reading the comments.
No.
I'm sure that whatever intern has been tasked with wrangling the audiovisual, they're the one reading the comments.
I'm curious. So the earlier panels, they've done a lot of the stuff on Facebook, and then this one was on YouTube. Do you think that the comments are better on Facebook? Like, because I never really noticed that the comments are that bad on Facebook, but like I feel like on YouTube, it's kind of accessible.
It felt the same as the Hasbro Pulse things I've seen on Facebook, because it's the same crowd. Yeah. Like, it doesn't really matter. I don't think the platform matters. It's the same.
I don't know. Like, YouTube is notorious for being, a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah, but those are like the vanilla comments that you see on the on the page. These were like live. Yeah. It's basically like you say something, you see it for a second, it flies up.
Yeah,
so
right.
The whole thing is silly, but I don't know. You want to talk about unwatchable? That was the panel I woke up and started watching, and I was like,
it didn't bother me at all.
I didn't even know the trailer was coming.
It was a lot of fluff, and I think that for the discerning viewers like us who know all this already, the fluff is like mind-numbing for us. Like, we know what this is. Just show us the trailer, tell us what's new, and let's get on with it.
I really wasn't expecting.
They treat it like a general audience panel. They treat it like for people who don't know.
Yeah,
and so,
the marketing lady that had hosted, I really liked her. I can't remember what her name is right now, but she was a really good host. Brought a good energy
I agree.
panel.
Yeah, I do agree with that. So
DeSanto was there. He did not bring great energy to the panel. I think we've probably mentioned that before, when we saw him at Toy Fair, and we've seen him since. It's like,
yeah, that's probably not his forte. But again, I don't know. I feel like these video panels are just so hard to do, especially if you're not used to doing it. Like, I don't know. You can really kind of tell on some of the stuff where the, people that are good at that versus not, and a lot of times designers are not. But I do feel like with Transformers in general that whatchamacallit, like I think Lenny is a pretty good, and then
I'm sorry, every time I hear Lenny, or like every time they'd say Lenny, all I could think of is The Simpsons. Not Lenny! And I'm a total asshole for that, but like the entire time I'm watching the panel, it was literally like, dental plan, Lisa needs braces, over and over and over in my head.
Dental plans!
Am I the only one who doesn't get that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's fine, you are.
But I think Rachel and John. I mean, I think Warden has always done a fantastic job, presenting and whatnot.
Yeah, and they were on the toy panel, which was after the entertainment panel.
Right. It was kind of a stark contrast, I felt like, where you watch that one and then you go to the thing, and I'm like, oh, I could just sit here listening to these guys chit chat about Transformers all day.
Yeah, it was good to see Warden again.
Oh yeah, always. They had a few like audio-visual problems where like I don't think they knew
they were talking over.
They were talking over the video.
Clips and stuff.
I loved that. Like I love that. That was human moments, but they were kind of like laughing about they're kind of giving their own commentary over the Top Gun animated video of them playing volleyball and stuff. That was
they
cute.
all liked it, which was cool.
Yeah, it was great. There was nothing like they shouldn't have said, but it was.
Hey, that Top Gun video had a BotBots reference. That made me so happy.
Dimlet sneaking in there.
Dimlet was the lighting director. Sure.
Yeah, that I did think that was pretty well done overall. That was cute.
It was really cute.
So, yeah.
So they showed off a whole bunch of toys. A lot of them we'd seen before. A lot of them we hadn't seen before. I was pretty impressed. So we got all the Wave 1 stuff at Kingdom.
Not all.
Not all.
Not all?
Oh.
Question mark?
Look at Big Bad Toy Store. Look at the 2 leader pack.
The secret leader.
Secret figure.
Yeah, okay.
Is that the Optimus reissue?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think it's significant. They didn't show the leader. They showed all the box art, but they didn't show Megatron in box art, and they didn't, because I was curious, like, oh, this repack of Optimus, they're doing all this cool stuff with the packaging. What's that going to look like? You know, so I wanted to see that, and I think it's probably just a logistics thing. I don't think it's because it's like supposed to be a secret. I think they just don't have that asset ready to show.
Yeah,
probably.
But how upset would you be if you ordered that Big Bad set and you're like, oh, secret figure, what's it going to be? And then you find out, oh, it's a repack of a figure that you already had. Like, you know, I think that some of us would be excited because you could see like whatever art that they decide to do, that's going to look really neat.
Yeah.
But I think for the average Joe fan probably is not going to be excited about getting another Optimus.
Wait. I'm getting ahead of us a little bit here, but my head just exploded a little. The trading cards that are randomly packed.
Stop.
Oh boy.
Stop.
What's that mean for that Optimus, that leader Optimus?
It'll be in there, is all.
It'll be in there.
Can I get those cards in other packs, or do I only get Optimus cards in his pack?
It said
Depends
randomly
on if you get to
assorted.
16 before you buy that Optimus.
It seems like it's different than the Power of the Primes situation.
Yeah, it's not the X by Y thing. It's just 16 different cards. You just collect from what we understand right now. It's not, you have to get every character in 13 different primes or whatever the hell it was.
I swear to God, I will set everything on fire.
Hey, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. Everyone likes to say,
you guys are
Nick's
still...
Nick's gonna lose his mind, but he's not the only one that's losing his mind.
Okay.
So,
Nick and Peter will lose their minds.
You guys are still trying to find your
I'll lose my
Power
mind
of the
a little
Primes
bit.
cards, right?
Yeah, I never finished my Power of the Prime card sets, and I'm still really, really salty about that.
You two and Scotty need to start a support group.
Hang on, guys.
He's only missing
maybe
one.
He's got cards to trade.
He's missing one Optimal Optimus.
Optimal, yeah, that's where I'm missing mine.
That's the hard one because you can't see the card inside. You just have to buy the $50 toy.
I have a Liege Maximo Beachcomber. Which one of you wants it?
I don't have my list handy. I gotta check the list, and I don't have that handy. In fact, I'm at the fiance's place, not at my place. I can't even go look at my stuff. So,
well, I wasn't trying to cross any wires here by mentioning the Optimus, but I just wanted to clarify that statement that they did not show all.
Because here's this awesome new box for Optimus that I wasn't gonna open, and does that mean I now have to buy anywhere between 4 and 12 of them, just trying to get a set of 4 cards?
Yeah,
it does not seem that way.
I do not believe so.
Better damn well not be.
It seems like once you get to 16, you can stop.
Yeah, right. And those cards could be in any pack, so it doesn't sound like you have to get the leaders. According to what, of course, who knows? Once they start releasing them, it may be something that's messed up. So who knows?
Or even if it is, you have to get like 16 different ones for each character. You could just choose not to do that.
No. What did you say? That's blasphemy. Tell me, town. No.
You could just decide, like an adult, to say, I don't need to buy 16 copies of this $50 figure.
Look at all these Hershey Kisses I have to eat now because I can't.
Oh no! You have to eat those Hershey Kisses. What a goddamn shame! Send them to me, motherfucker. I'll eat them.
Just save them for Halloween, and give them to your kids for Halloween.
Yeah, give the kids
Here you go.
Throw them at the kids in the street.
Yeah,
they're individually wrapped. You can totally give them out as Halloween candy.
Like, hey babe, don't worry about the Halloween candy this year. I got us covered.
I got 6 Hershey Kisses.
I'm surprised it's 4 per pack. I thought it was 2.
6 razor blades to go in each one.
So yeah, Zaldron, the way
that's
that
a whole
they
other story.
said on the panel is that there are 16 total cards and that they are randomly packed. That's what they said on the panel. Now, it may be different once they actually start releasing this stuff. We may find that is different than what they're saying, but that's what they said on the panel is that there are 16 cards randomly packed.
They've got this cool foil peely thing, like peel. What do they call it? Peel the fate or something.
I don't know. If I have a set of cards I peeled and a set of cards I didn't peel, I'm going to be
it's peel and reveal. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Just cool. It's a good catchpatchphrase.
For those of us that don't care about like collecting all of them, like I think it's kind of fun.
Me.
It's a fun thing to do.
Me and Peter.
So it's kind of like
compete for my love this time.
For everyone, like for anyone listening, anyone watching, Nick and I, we have an issue where we need all the cards, and if there are like combinations where you have peel this and peel that and 16 of whatever each character, I don't even know.
This is how you earn my love.
I don't know, man.
I'll give
which
you guys
one's gonna
mine.
get my cards.
Fun backstory. This is how Nick and I like bonded. Is we were chasing those stupid, was it The Last Night or Age of Extinction tokens?
Oh my God, the tokens!
The tokens, the blind pack. They're pogs, and there were like 50 of them, and then there were like 24 like
goddamn
foil.
Chases.
The foil, they're just awful.
I still don't have full.
I still don't have full set either, and I think I have some here for you. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
Whatever happened to that loot box legislation that was supposed to be going on? Because I think like some scrappy lawyer could find a way to apply that to this.
We should get on
this release system.
Where's my class action suit? Get me some free figures.
At least the blind boxes for BotBots were not actually blind boxes. Like you could figure out what they were. So thank goodness for that.
Use the wrong verb tense. R.
Yes, there were no BotBots on the panel. Like
there were no BotBots on the panel this time. There was no Studio Series either.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
But I'm guessing we'll have another Hasbro thing. Like they did the Fan Fridays things. We'll get that again.
Yeah, they got to have another one before the end of the year. They have to. They have to be telling us what's going on with the last 3 Earthrise toys.
Well, that was the thing I thought was weird is that I know Zaldron brought this up earlier in the chat, like that there's like 3 toys that they still have not announced. We've seen them, or at least 2 of them in physical form, because like Tauntaun or whoever has review copies.
We've seen all of them.
Or has copies.
Have
we saw the other one too?
They're all out. Yeah, they're all out. There's no spoilers here. It's all open source. Go.
Okay.
There's no thrust-in package yet, though, as far as I know.
Yeah, we haven't seen in-package of Runaballs and Thrust, but we have seen silver balls or whatever, blue balls.
Oh, jeez.
Blue streak.
Blue streak.
Sorry. I didn't mean that. That was an accident.
So here's just a general question. If we're not going to run through like every single thing they revealed, what was everyone's favorite thing that got shown?
Well, I can. I've got the website up here. I can show.
I'd be happy to run through each one. I mean, we could do that.
I mean,
run through it.
I don't know. Anyone listening to us right now already knows.
We
don't need. I think you're on the right track there, Christian.
We can still talk about it though. So, what did you think about the that core Prime? The core class again is the new Legends class. It's going to retail for I think $9.99.
Sure.
And so, what did you think about the fact that they're bringing a tiny little Optimus?
It's not for us. That's how they sell the line and are able to sell those toys to kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's great that they're doing that. It means that they get to make more obscure stuff. It means they get to try new things like the fossilizers. God bless.
Dude, it's definitely for us. It fits in the arc.
Yeah, it interacts with Mr. Arc, man.
And is this going to be retooled into Huffer?
There you go.
Good idea.
Oh God, I hope not. Please don't.
Pipes. Although those are rumored as deluxes, but
hey-oh, I'm down for that too. Whatever.
Yeah, 6 of 1.
Since Warpath is in there, I would assume it's like they're like, hey, mini bots are deluxes this time.
Yeah, I think they saw that Clip Jumper did well, and they'll continue that.
And Bumblebee sold out at Walmart, and la 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 la, and Bug Bite, and
sold out
at Hubcap. Hey, sold out.
Where it didn't sell out.
Yeah, so deluxe mini bots are good. Yeah, the baby Optimus is fine.
It's fine. I will. I might even open it. We'll see.
I'll get
Not
it.
me. I'll open a baby Megatron.
Yeah.
Vertebrate though was hot.
Yes.
That green patina that's all over the skeleton, I love it.
Yeah. It's a good look.
Very cool.
I'm excited for the fossilizers.
Yeah,
Both of them.
I do
It's
think
nice
it's
to
kind of an
see-
interesting thing that they're doing. I mean, they're new characters and whatnot. I think that they look pretty cool. And, like, I know that we were, kind of people bagged on, what's the other fossilizer? Paleo T-Rex?
Paleotrex.
Paleotrex.
I'm excited for him anyway.
But I actually
I
think
think
it's
good.
kind
I
of
think
a
they look
cool
great.
I think it's kind of a cool idea with the head, the skeleton head that they did. That was, I
Clearly
guess it's
Primal's
from
mace.
Optimus Primal, right? Yeah.
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 I'm excited. They'll be good.
It's good to see Legends coming back. I am really going to miss Micro and Battle Masters though.
Yeah, me
If
too.
only
Don't-
some other
Don't count them out.
exclusive multi-pack would happen at some point, you know?
We'll see.
Let's
And
hope.
other things have carried over from the previous trilogy into this trilogy, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the next iteration of whatever happens with the Generations mainline have
Right.
micro dudes and fiery blam blam
I hope
dudes.
so. I hope they don't
yeah.
completely abandon this aesthetic like they did with Prime Wars. Although they didn't completely abandon it. It's kind
They
of just like
didn't.
an evolution.
So the one thing is like I just didn't like some of the tolerances on the Micromasters, and then also the articulation is not great on them. Of course, I mean they're pretty small, but that's where I like the fact that they're bringing these Legends back, because all of these figures like the Rat Trap and whatnot, I mean the articulation on them looks really good at the price point they're giving it to us at.
I agree. I just will miss the other guys too.
So
Yeah. Warpath to me looked really good. I think the paint apps look really great on it. I think it makes it look kind of like the Bad Cube one, and I've always admired the way that paint looks, but I've never wanted to do the whole puzzle thing of that figure. So now I'll have a Hasbro one.
fun.
It'd be great. Yeah. The Cheetor, I think, looked better.
well, I was gonna say
Cheetor looked
about
better in these pictures than anything else I've seen yet. So
For
Yeah.
Warpath, I'm actually surprised at the number of parts. Like if you watch, again, Tauntaun has a review of him, or somebody does, and I'm actually surprised at the number of parts and like all the folding that you do for a deluxe figure. So yeah, so I thought that was pretty neat.
Like Nick said, Cheetor looked better now than he has ever. I think it's because they have the right people posing and transforming them. He was posed a little bit dynamically, so it looked nice.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
We had, Black Arachnia and Paleotrex, that's the wave.
sure.
Black Arachnia looks like she walked off the screen, at least in bot mode.
Yeah,
In bot mode, yeah.
in bot mode.
In spider mode, you know what? She doesn't look like she did, but she looks like a convincing spider.
It looks like
Yeah.
a
More convincing
spider.
than the masterpiece.
If you put her on a black background and all that undercarriage stuff disappears, then it cleans up her profile a whole lot. Like when you have
if you
when
cheat
you
the
have,
photo, it looks great.
hey man. I will say from like a parent perspective, I showed the whole wave, everything that was revealed to my kids, and both of them were excited. The boy more so than the girl, but the girl was excited for Black Arachnia.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Cool. I
They were
like
commenting.
Cyclonus myself.
God, that's Cyclonus.
Even though we
Oh
already
my
kind of
God,
seen
that's
it, I just was like, yeah, it looks
It's so
really
good.
good. And some of the stuff that Warden pointed out, I wouldn't, you wouldn't have known. Like, there's all these clear parts, and like it's basically kibble-less to an extent compared to previous things. So, I really.
I mean, I thought the colors
really
looked
impressed.
really. I think the colors
color
look
is
really great on him, and honestly, like on the Cyclonus, I want an IDW version. Like, I kind of hope that they do like a Pulse exclusive, like retool whatever, where they just give the horns and the face and whatever, and
Those
like slight
cheekbones,
remold.
From a third party or a fan kit perspective, Renderform's already working toward that direction. He's already released one head for the Voyager, I believe, the Combiner Wars. So either way, it's going to happen. I would
Right,
like to
I'm
see
sure
it officially
someone
too.
will.
Yeah,
Well, maybe
there were
they
complaints
could,
about the face.
finally do like an IDW 2-pack and
Mhm.
just remold a tailgate and a Cyclonus to be in a 2-pack.
Well, if Studio Series 86, if that's what it's called, whatever, if that really does well, with all the different series they've been doing with stuff, like they just are going to do now they're doing for Power Rangers, jumping ahead, doing like a Monsters subline, it's called Lightning Collection Monsters, whatever. Maybe someday we'll get a Lost Lights series or something like that, or a comic, Transformers comic series. It's a subline of whatever else is going on, mainline. And they can do that kind of stuff.
Yep.
That would be killer.
I know there were some complaints about Cyclonus's face.
I found the face is surprisingly divisive. But I'm really into the face sculpt, and then my pal Billy hates it. It
looks like Cyclonus.
I think it looks great.
Looks like Cyclonus. It looks like they were looking at the toy when they did the Gen 1 toy when they designed that, but it still looks like Cyclonus. I mean, it's not the Gen 1 Cyclonus toy is a good toy. So, I don't know.
The Warrior.
I would like to at least put something out into the ether as much as a platform as we have. This Cyclonus is not a retool of the Universe toy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Do people
are out
think
there saying it in the Facebook groups?
They're wrong.
They do. They are
They're wrong.
This is a brand new toy. It may share some design cues. Maybe.
Did you know that Energon Starscream is the same as Gen 2 Smokescreen?
It's the same dude,
toy. They're the same exact toy. I can't believe they were just repeated like that. Derp.
It's the same.
How dare they?
Well, but I mean, I think it's similar as like what the Earthrise Starscream is to the classic Starscream. Like, it looks somewhat similar, but
looking at this,
all right, but Earthrise Starscream stole a ton of the engineering cues from.
Sure, and it should.
But it's a different figure.
Yes, it's not a retool, it's not a remold, it's not a repaint, it's not a redeco. It is a new toy based on.
Possible conceivable.
I didn't even think that the Cyclonus stole any of the engineering cues.
From 12 years ago out and retool into a bigger size class. There's no
fan term for what you're describing, and thankfully there isn't. So that we can't. It doesn't exist, so we can't call it anything. Thank you. Except a new toy. It's just a new toy. Like you said.
So
also, you notice his ears are two different colors, so it's almost like blue ear Cyclonus.
Boggle?
I mean, it's not blue, but I'm just saying his ears are two-tone, which is kind of reminiscent of the original toy.
Oh, cool. I didn't notice that.
It's a variant thing. Only psychos know about it.
Psychos, especially psychos who were around then. Sorry, I missed G1.
But yeah, I mean, I think that they're doing these toys right. I mean, and the deco looks great. Like they're putting enough of different items on the deco to make it look good. I mean, there's not a lot of complaints that you can have for some of these figures.
My favorite thing they showed is the next Voyager, Optimus Primal.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Oh my god.
That beast mode is, oh man.
It does have a bit of the fanny pack thing. I think you can probably pose it to avoid that. I'm completely sold. I'm so happy. In fact, I ordered 2 of them because that packaging is so hot that I wanted to keep one sealed. And I don't do that. I'm not that guy.
Welcome.
So I'll have
Welcome to our world.
No.
The only thing that I bought one of out of everything was the baby Optimus. It's the only thing I only bought a single of because I've just that's going right in the tote. Boop.
Hashtag
great.
Wow.
The great bin.
The great
your
bin.
offering.
Primal. I think Primal looks really cool with the sculpted fur. It's more
way cooler than I thought it would.
Stark than the previous versions of that mold. Even Masterpiece didn't have that really. That one had texturing as opposed to molding. So this thing looks really cool. It looks really, beastly, which it should. It's nice.
It looks vicious. It looks like he's gonna tear you up. Yeah.
It just amazes me. It amazes me like how much they packed into this figure again, like at the $30 price point, because he's got the blasters, he's got the arm cannons that come out too. He's got the accessories you want. I mean, the swords, like his on his feet, they have the little piston parts that go into the feet. Like, I mean, it's just like it's one of those things where I am not collecting Beast Wars Masterpiece because I don't want to spend the money on it.
Made me regret my Beast Wars masterpieces.
Right. I mean, that's the thing is I feel like that these are, they're probably going to be more fun to mess with, and transform back and forth, and they look great. Like, they're not at the masterpiece level, but man, I mean, they're 80-90%.
Yeah,
really
it also goes to show you just how overpriced Masterpiece is right now. But whatever, that's a whole other topic.
Different topic, different show.
But I do think like the Beast Wars Masterpiece, I think like they're painted so well and whatnot that like I can kind of see where the money goes like on those figures. But at the same time, like I'm happy, like these are good enough for me.
I've bought and sold Masterpiece Optimus Primal 3 times. I think I have my third copy now, and I'm keeping it because I got a really great deal on it from a friend. But I'm way more excited about this one. Optimus Primal means a lot to me because Beast Wars is my G1. So Primal is like my Optimus. I know Optimus is also my Optimus because I had Transformers the movie. You guys have heard that story. But Primal was like my everyday, that's my good guy leader. So I keep getting the Masterpiece because I want to have the best representation of my guy in my collection. I think this Kingdom one is going to usurp that position.
Wow. That's a tall order, my friend.
I love hearing that. It's fantastic. Congratulations.
As much as I love this figure, he's never going to replace the Transmetal Optimus in my heart, Oh, that will still be one of my top 5 figures of all time.
No, they'll redo Transmetals. It'll be totally great.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm excited. And plus, our couple of other friends have been talking in the groups, and I think this Primal, I hope this Primal gets redecoed a bunch of times. I'd love to see that universe redecoed. Or I'd like to see Burning and Skeleton too, because then I can actually, get those. I do have those in the original mold, but not the Masterpiece mold. Anyway, those would be like affordable select things to get.
I want a T-Rex from that Megatron. I saw that render somebody did, that mock-up somebody did.
I saw that today too.
That's how Christian and I started our day.
We did start our day that way.
That is the hotness.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about Megatron.
Megatron. I honestly, between the two of them, I can't decide which one I'm more excited for, the Megatron or the Optimus, because they're both so pretty.
So pretty.
Yeah. That Megatron, looks so good.
It's so good.
Yep.
Nick is talking about the Beast Machines character T-Rex, and it's a repaint of Megatron from that line.
Dinobots character T-Rex. It was a Dinobots subline.
It was a Dinobots subline in Beast Machine style packaging.
That's right. That's right.
Because there was Armada style Dinobots packaging and Beast Machine style Dinobots packaging.
But the subline was Dinobots.
Subline is Dinobots. They get their own called Dinobots,
line.
And it has both sets in it.
Right.
Pretty sure the Beast Machines guys aren't that way. And I know I'm going up against two great minds here, but
you're wrong.
I think T-Rex was part of Beast Machines, and Dinobots was a subline.
You're wrong.
I don't think I'm wrong, man.
You're wrong.
I'm going to go to bat on this one.
Wow.
You just got boned.
You're wrong.
It's the way that the universe packaging changes styles, but it's still universe. Same thing.
Nah, bet. T-Rex is Beast Machines, but the Dinobots you're talking about, like Tyrannotron and Grimlock, those are their own thing.
I don't have any money.
I could send you a picture if it would help.
I can't read it because you're on my phone right now.
Oh.
Let's not fight, gentlemen.
No, I'm right on this.
No one's fighting. No one's fighting. Oh, look at that Dinobots packaging. Oh, look at that Dinobots packaging. Oh, snap. Look at that.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Doesn't say Beast Machines anywhere on it.
Damn. It's Beast Machine style. Beast Machine style.
Damn,
yes.
You got me.
Dinobots is its own. Moving on. We want to see this repaint, but going on to the next.
Love you, Christian.
Wow. That's okay.
It's cool to be wrong.
I stood up to you guys. Normally I don't, because you guys know more than I do, but I went to the plate this time. Oh, well.
There we go. So we learned something today. So
now you guys know why I call myself Discount Destron.
Aww.
GD.
Double D.
Double D.
Moving on.
Yeah, I would love to see a select T-Rex from that mold.
Absolutely.
That's
So-
the conclusion of that.
So one thing that they're talking about in the chat is about the fact that Earthrise and Siege, that there was a lot of reuse of molds and whatnot, and they're wondering if like they took some of the budget from Earthrise and applied it to Kingdom. I think that we're just seeing a new line, and so you don't know what's gonna come. Like that.
Yeah.
The thing now
It's
is
early yet.
like we're kind of at the end of Earthrise, and so we can kind of look back and be like, oh man, like look at all the repaints, remolds, like whatever that that they ended up doing. And so I'm sure like a year from now, like we'll probably be complaining
Right.
about
It'll be a whole different picture, and you'll be able to
same
point to
kind of
roughly
thing.
the same percentage of mold reuse.
And right now, I mean, like we're getting into Kingdom now, and things are getting stolen from factories. I mean, reviewed from whatever. But these things go into production, a while ago. They didn't steal Earthrise's budget to futz around with Kingdom. There was no way to anticipate COVID back, last summer or whatever. It's a different line.
well,
I mean,
to me,
guess there could be some merit for a fourth wave of Earthrise that didn't happen.
The very tail end of Earthrise, I'll give you a little bit of wiggle room there. But as far as like the planning and how much how many molds they were going to reuse and all that stuff, no, that was planned a year ago.
That like some of that tail end Earthrise stuff is probably just going to get rebranded and repackaged into Kingdom.
Similarly to how
Kingdom,
Siege had that stuff happen.
Yeah.
Siege had carryover Astrotrain.
well, and
characters.
we already know that Kingdom is going to have some like molds from Earthrise, right? So like the Optimus, I think the Wheeljack and RC, is that right?
Well, they were in the illustrations, but we don't know for sure that they're getting repacked. We don't have confirmation on that, right?
I would assume. I
We
mean,
have
that to me
listings
was
and they're there.
confirmation.
Yeah.
That graphic was
confirmed it.
confirmation to me that it is Voyager G1 Inferno and not an insect, and it's not a spider repaint of Black Arachnia as RC. It's RC and Wheeljack. So, to me, that felt like dynamic proof that those things are getting the repack treatment.
I'm mad at that. And Optimus is there, of course, and that's clearly.
But
his
at the
Earthrise
same
toy.
time, though, like, I mean, I don't really feel like that's taking up slots necessarily. Like, they're going to ship the figures. Like, I feel like I would be more upset about slots of, like, say, Earthrise Megatron or something like that. Like, whatever. Like, that's taking up a slot. Whereas, like, if they're just repacking stuff in there, like, I mean, it's...
I would wager that characters like Wheeljack and RC got slotted into this assortment independent of whatever Walmart's Netflix wave will be, because I imagine they'll have a part in the cartoon. And that's their way of trying to keep those figures out there.
I mean, if there was anything that got moved from Earthrise to this, it was probably Trax, which was rumored originally as an Earthrise toy. So,
There was a
and that
listing,
was
wasn't there, at some point, wasn't there?
there was never a listing that I knew about, but there was definitely like one of those Instagram posts that's got a like totally compressed JPEG list of text that's been sent around 500 times, and everyone's
Look
like,
at
"It's
my
proof!"
leaks. Oh, snap.
Yeah, so I think if anyone tracks, was probably one of those. And also in this image, there is a sound wave as well.
Yep, he's at the very corner.
Which is interesting. And I've heard a lot of people say, Starscream's getting a repack, but that is not true. That's going to be a core class toy. So so I wonder if maybe the Soundwave is an unknown core class toy, because maybe they're taking like, the top.
The main four guys and scattering them through the core class wave. Yeah, that would make some sense. Sure.
You know who else is on that graphic? And a complete shock and surprise. You know what? You took it from me before. I can do it.
Polar Claw? Is that what you're going to say?
Polar Claw.
Polar Claw.
PC.
Yeah, I'm excited
Peter Chavez.
No.
Yeah, you go. Mr. Destron, please tell us about Polar Claw.
Yes.
I like Polar Claw. He's a bear.
He a bear.
He is indeed a bear.
I'm just hoping that means that we'll get like a Barbarian Grizzly One or whatever his name is.
Barbarian or
both of those
Barbarian. Yeah, it's both of those names. Grizzly One and Barbarian are the same dude.
The Cytomon doesn't have the.
I know.
This item on doesn't have that picture, so sorry for the viewers that I don't have it up. But
yeah, Polar Claw is an original Beast Wars character. He was not in the show, and yet he's in this graphic like he's getting a toy. So yay!
He was in the initial Mega Wave with Scorponok, and the original promo art. They each had different decos, whereas Polar Claw wasn't a polar bear, and Scorponok was a completely different deco Scorpion. But Grizzly 1 or Barbarian or whatever you want to call him was released in Japan as a BotCon Japan exclusive in 1998, and yeah, along with
Double Punch.
Thank you. Who was a Scorponok redeco, and they were both awesome. They're both awesome, absolutely, and they were issued with you get your toy and you got a flat pressed box that you had to unfold yourself and jam which is why the boxes are all in mangled condition. You can find them. Nice. Did that answer some questions, Nick?
Yes, it does.
Go. So
I bought them both with the boxes put together and no cellophane on the window. So I was like,
no cellophane, no. It's like, why is this? Yeah, nope. Usually you'll find the figure, however it is, just jammed in a box. That's just a plain. What the hell is going on with this box? That's why, because they were handed. Here's a flat box for you and a toy for you, and here's a flat box for you and a toy for you.
Make your own goddamn exclusive, and you'll
exactly.
Like it.
Have fun. So it's neat to see Polar Claw, and it would be really neat. I mean, it's really neat to see Polar Claw, just flat out, period. But so you've got the multiple decos of Grizzly 1 or Barbarian or whatever you want to call him, and then there was another deco used in Beast Wars Neo as the training instructor Survive. Yes, and I want that one too. So give me all the bears you want to throw at my face. I'm taking them.
You know what?
Bears.
Do a 2-pack like they do with Corden and Spin Out. It's a hibernation pack with Survive and Grizzly 1.
Do it. Oh, wait! They should do a 2-pack with the brown bear and with the panda bear, and then you could have the wee bears.
Bears.
Christian, you of all people didn't watch We Bears?
I know about it. I didn't watch it.
Specifically made that reference for you, and it was totally lost. All right, never mind.
Sorry, man.
It's cool.
They should just call it like the Ursa Major pack or something. I don't know. And then so I was texting and driving because that's what you do. Kidding. I was texting with Christian, and we were talking about bears or whatever, and I found myself at a stoplight behind a truck whose tag said Big Bear. And we were actually we were having a conversation about these bears and what we wanted to see from the next line and repaints and selects and all that. And it was like, hey, there's a bear right there. Oh, this is so cool. So I'm taking this as a sign from the universe that we're getting all the repaints of everything. And
you got another bear thing too. If you're going to talk about Big Bear the truck. Well, Peter had me look at his Facebook memories from 2 years ago or however long ago.
6 years ago.
And Peter acquired his Grizzly 1 Barbarian 6 years ago today.
That's something.
Yeah, it was weird. Today was weird.
It was full of bears.
The Bears won today, too, in football. So.
Wow. Well, there you confirmed we're getting Grizzly 1 and Survive.
There you go. It's going to happen. Now it's all going to happen. We're getting all the bears.
Survive. All the bears. So elsewhere on that graphic, there's a lot of cool stuff on there. There's stuff like Waspinator, Gears is there, Huffer is there. There's a saber-toothed tiger fossilizer that's attached to Optimus Primal.
Yes.
And there's also Mr. Giant, the Arc guy.
Yeah.
Which looks
he is
cool.
Large. And the Arc, he does look cool.
I was kind of surprised that they didn't actually talk about it, because I thought a week or so ago that they, Hasbro announced on some social media about the Arc was going to be the next Titan. And they normally at these things bring out a piece of it and say, hey, here you go. But they didn't say that.
No, all they did was they had a blueprints that you could download, I think.
Yep.
And
they didn't make the announcement. The blueprints were there, and it was it's a veiled announcement, but maybe it's just blueprints.
Yeah. Now with the actual packaging art there, or whatever that art is, clearly it's
that's artistic license airwave. You guys, it's just more micromouth.
It's forced perspective. It's not actually.
There you go.
I don't need the Arc to be a robot. I wanted a functional playset that would open up and I could put the robot. I don't need a
They're not going to release
It's
Transformers that don't
animated on
transform.
screen.
No, let's talk about the Red Series.
Need an arc robot.
I am excited for the story implications of an arc robot.
We fear change.
There was an arc robot in a series that no one's ever heard of a little while ago. That gets no love. Got no love at this show.
I think there were 13 arc robots, right?
Annie Maytod?
Bunch of them.
Anime Todd. Yep, that's the one.
I remember that series.
Like
that was not a lot of people knew about that one.
Yeah, it kind of flew under the radar. It wasn't very popular.
Yeah, Nick. All right, well, speaking of flying under the radar, we got the next Galactic Odyssey Amazon exclusive reveal.
Okay, but before we get to it, you guys
What?
caught that they had to bypass the second one because it wasn't ready in time, right?
Why did they even say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Why
seemed
not?
weird.
Because I think how they'll be numbered on the packaging. If they're numbered on the packaging, this one is going to say number 3 instead of number 2, and everybody's going to be like, "What the fuck?"
Hasbro doesn't know how to count. I can't believe they've not listened to the fans again. We gotta have numbers in order,
I
you
can't
guys.
think of a thing to care about less.
But it's interesting to me that for whatever reason there's some delay when they were ready to announce it all a month ago.
Interestingly, there's another delay. Remember when they announced the Paradron Medics one? They had this countdown timer. It said 29 on it.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, is it 29 hours or 29 days or whatever? And yesterday when they made the announcement, it was still 29.
Yeah, because it was set up for number 2, and they weren't actually ready to go on number 2.
Well, it never ever counted down. I checked it a couple times throughout the month, and it never started counting.
It's all screwed up now.
Well, whatever. Those clones are boring. We knew they were coming.
Hey, but they did redeco them at least, right? So there's that.
Yeah, they're not
Apparently.
even Japanese deco this time, right? They're completely different.
I'm happy with them.
Yeah, they're all.
I am
I'm not
mad
opening another
that they are the
section.
Biosphere Pack.
Yeah,
Because
that's.
Biosphere sounds like, oh, that's going to be a beast planet.
I was
Cool.
hoping it was
And then they
Metallica.
have clearly Cybertronian vehicles on it.
Your heart
Great.
was in the
Finally
wrong
get
place
that
on
goddamn
that.
Botanica toy.
Hey, you're getting some beast, figures here in this next wave.
No, I get it.
Christian, be
I'm
happy with
excited
that.
about those guys. Wow. Take what I get and be happy about it?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, you're getting primary issues. I mean, and
Okay,
they're
let's
cheap.
talk about primary issues.
Let's talk about those primary issues.
Breakdown of Jet Viacon. I'm so glad that they're coming to the United States, and that is a stupid cheap price.
Yeah.
$40 for 2 of them?
How are
Yeah,
they
you're
doing
kidding
it that
me.
cheap? That's crazy.
I have no
I
idea.
think it might be a mistake. I don't know.
I agree.
Whatever. As long as they honor the prices of those pre-orders, I'm happy.
Because he was bigger than a Voyager, right?
He's by parts count, yeah.
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 And that
So-
was their justification.
Unless
for
they're
not
going
bringing
off
it.
of 2012 prices, because what was the price of a Voyager in 2012? Was it $20?
Yeah, but even then, Breakdown wasn't $20. Breakdown was like $35.
No, and what was the price of a Deluxe in 2012?
$12.
$12, $13.
So 12 and more than $20.
So what we're talking about is there's a 2-pack reissue, right? And what is the price on those?
$40.
40.
Fair.
Insane.
So you get a
If you
Voyager
haven't bought
and a
this,
Deluxe
a
and the
larger
orange
than
microns.
Voyager, which is why that toy never got released in the United States in the first place, because Hasbro
Right.
couldn't figure out how to fit it into their existing price point structure. It was too
Also-
expensive to be a Voyager, so instead of costing out the assortment differently, they just said, screw it, he's not getting released here.
They
Because that
also
made sense.
missed a safety test.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
That I had not heard.
It in the Jet Viacon missed the safety test. So
How?
now they're getting released here because the Breakdown uses a different kind of plastic. It feels like than the other ones, so when you drop them, it shatters differently. And then the wings on the Jet Viacon are the same, so they break off differently, and you can jam them down a child's throat, and there you go.
Okay. Because the Jet Viacon is exactly the same as
The
the other
wing parts
Viacon. They just
are
added
the problem.
wings.
we've
I
had-
would look for some confirmation on that. I'd have to hear that from an official source. That seems
Okay.
weird.
We have had those molds released in America before, but never as
Yeah,
those characters.
BotCon.
They've come out through the BotCon guys.
Sure.
So it's cool that they're getting released here. The Megatron is the surprise one that they had yesterday. It's $30
Hades
for
Megatron.
Darkness Megatron.
Yeah, that was
Hades
a surprise.
Megatron now. It comes with a bunch of
3 microns,
microns,
and they're awesome.
and I am really confused by it.
Why?
It is the least accurate of all the Prime Megatrons.
Oh, but it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
it looks
beautiful.
really
Great
nice. though.
toy.
But
It's a great toy.
they spent a whole bunch of time looking at Prime clips with the third panel with
Sure.
Welger and Cullen. And it's like, well, Prime Megatron's right there. Now go order one that doesn't look anything like him. It was odd.
But it wasn't released in the United States. I think that's what they're going for. Is they're just like,
Well,
here's
neither
the
was
stuff that
Final Battle Megatron. That one's way better.
tell it to John Warden.
Or
Maybe I
the
will.
Unicron
Or
didn't
Lenny.
get released here either, right?
No,
No.
actually, that would have been more interesting. It's like, oh, here's the mountain.
It didn't exist. Oh, that one. I thought you meant the Unicron Megatron. Sorry.
Yeah, it was
Right,
definitely a
Unicron's
surprise. A surprise for sure that toy came out. But it's cool. I like it. I kind of wish those. Like, I don't love reissues that are so spot on to the originals. Like, personally, just because I'm like, wait a minute, that really devalues, the fact that I have this from back then. And
but like with how ridiculously overpriced that toy is, I am happy it looks the same.
yeah, I guess.
I own the
It
original, and I'm
typically-
happy they're tanking the value on it. God bless them.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't like that, but I mean, whatever. It's still they don't do that very often. It's kind of notable that
I
it's
wish they
happening.
would do it more often.
Did you guys happen to catch that in the description on Pulse? It says it's the season 1 anniversary, not just the Transformers Prime anniversary.
I did not.
No. So maybe there'll be more, is what you're saying.
Maybe
That'd
there'll
be
be
fun.
more.
Baby.
I'd really like to see a season 3 Bumblebee and Smokescreen pack.
Mm.
I mean, those toys didn't come out in those colors, so
Yeah,
bring them on.
sure.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Did we get everything?
No, we didn't
That
do the
is-
red stuff.
We haven't
We
done the
gotta
red
talk
stuff
about
We
the
didn't do
yet,
red
Christian.
stuff. Sorry, we didn't do red stuff.
I've been waiting for that.
Because speaking of Transformers Prime, that RC. Holy crap.
Yeah, that looks great.
Wow.
Cool.
Like, okay, she doesn't transform, but she actually looks like she does in the show. And,
That's true.
like, wow. Very, very
I
cool.
hope she scales appropriately with the ones that do transform. It looks
Sure.
like she probably will, though.
She probably will. I mean, that's why they're doing these, is to make them fit, right? You would think. You
No.
would hope.
It's 6 inches
No.
tall. I
The
mean,
6
Yeah,
inch
no,
line.
they're in the 6-inch line.
assortment
It's a
is
different.
6-inch assortment, but not every character
Right.
is 6 inches tall.
That's
Right, but the Optimus Prime that's coming out is essentially a deluxe size. It's
Sure.
maybe a little bit bigger. Like, it's not Voyager scale
Right.
Optimus Prime.
Voyagers are traditionally, 7 inches, and then the deluxes are traditionally 5 inches.
Yeah,
Give or
so I
take.
guess it's in between.
So it's some weird sort of in-between place.
I would say that it has zero attention paid to scale of any kind. It is just made to fit in the toy line.
Well, maybe they'll make some other Prime characters to go with her. We've heard Knockout, and he did win the fan vote, so...
Yeah, Knockout's coming. He's-
But
I was actually shocked they didn't reveal
But-
him too, but I guess it's
I'm
with the
really
fan-
surprised they didn't tack in Knockout and Breakdown together in the 2-pack, and then make a separate Army Builder 2-pack of Jet Viacons.
Yeah, that would have
I
made
agree
a lot
with
of
that.
sense.
But I feel like this
'Cause I bought a couple
RC.
more Viacom packs.
I was gonna say I feel like this RC looks significantly better than the other ones that are coming out. Like the Optimus, Megatron, and Soundwave. Like they
whatever,
look
they are what
okay. They look okay. Like this looks like this has a lot more paint on it and a lot more detail to it. Like this looks like a really neat figure.
I'd like to put
And the
Cheetor in that
Cheetor,
category,
too.
too.
And the
Deco-
Cheetor, like that's the thing is
killer.
like
Holy
that
mackerel.
that Cheetor makes like me feel bad about getting the Kingdom one. You know, like I was like, man, this is kind of the one that I want.
Well, you put that Cheetor on your Kingdom shelf, and you put the red Cheetor on your Beast Wars shelf, and after, 20 years, 25 years, you finally put away your Beast Wars Cheetor. I mean, if you're of that type of collector.
I'm going to have to find someone to make a Night Prowler out of both of those molds for me.
You got to imagine that with all the wacky select stuff we have seen, from the Sandstorm to the Exhaust to whatever
Okay,
else,
is
you
Night
have to
Prowler
imagine that the
too
Night Prowler.
wacky?
No, it'll happen. I put money on it. It's right up there with a Sandstorm or a Watermelon Mirage as bizarreness. So
He did make a
let's just
surprise
hope.
appearance back in 2013 at the San Diego Comic-Con breakfast. For some reason, he was there.
That's
like,
so
hey,
weird.
It's Nightcrawler.
Let's just hope that the Halloween horror cons finally do come to fruition.
Yeah,
Because
Halloween Horror
holy
Cons
crap, would I throw money
2021.
at that.
I don't know what they're going to do for Leatherhide because they're not making a mutant Soundwave, but they'll come up with something.
Oh, if only there was some kind of like alligator or crocodile looking thing that was coming out now. Oh wait, there's a fossilizer.
I'm down with that. I had to think about it.
Yeah. So, sign me up and take my money.
Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And yet somehow it wasn't enough stuff. I definitely missed Studio Series not being there.
That was weird. The complete and total absence of Studio Series was sort of a bizarre omission.
No Cyberverse.
No official announcement for that Devastator Pack 69. Nice.
Nope. 69. Nice. No BotBots. I'm still holding a candle for them.
Yeah.
I think it's just how they compartmentalize, the toy lines and how the releases
about that last night.
The releases kind of leapfrog.
Mm-hmm.
And I never considered. I always just kind of thought that the Transformers brand team was the Transformers brand team, but this really does indicate that they have different people working on different lines, and of course that makes sense. But it's not really something I'd thought about until it was thrown in my face like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, the same team. We've seen Rachel and Lenny and a couple different others, but it's always the same group of designers on the Transformers Tuesdays and the Fan Friday stuff. They're always talking about Generations. They've never talked about the other lines. So I really do think that it's different teams working on different stuff, which makes total sense.
It seems odd to me, like with that Studio Series 86, that we literally have a physical toy that has been produced by the factory, that somebody, fell off a truck and somebody reviewed it. Yeah. And yet somehow, like, that still is...
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist or whatever. It's not been announced. Like, it's such a weird... thing.
They probably want to... It's clearly supposed to be tied to Unicron. So maybe they're waiting for the next... They're trying to, like, piggyback that stuff together because it sort of will be related.
Now, that would be cool. So when is that Unicron supposed to come out? Like, in the spring?
Springtime.
Someday.
Really? Are we almost there already?
We are relatively close to there.
But I mean...
Dude, it's coming in the summer.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my...
Everything will always be late forever, but like we're 6 months out from their target date.
I'm still waiting on my Snake Mountain from Mattel. Or Super 7 or whoever it is.
Yeah. Well, they had some...
They had to make more snakes, Peter.
There was
How
a
many people
cotton
ordered
mountain
mountains
in
of
my
snakes?
yard.
He was cute. I saw your picture.
Mm-hmm.
Danger Noodle.
They're building mountains of snakes. They have to have a really good snake breeding program. Is that what that is? Are they also the snake terrorists, or is that different snakes?
Different snakes.
Don't kill those snakes.
So did you guys all enjoy John Cena and Tenacious D?
I didn't catch anything that wasn't specifically a Transformers panel.
Again.
I watched those 3, and I didn't watch any of the other stuff because I had a birthday party and a wedding yesterday, so...
Wow, look at you, Mr. Popular.
Huh? What's that?
It was a little rough.
Yeah.
I said I was at the wedding, too.
Oh, yes. Yes. We were both at the wedding, virtually.
I watched the Ghostbusters panel, and it was cool to see Bill Raleigh again. I didn't know that he'd moved over to Ghostbusters. Last I heard, he was at Star Wars after he left Transformers, and it was good to see him again. But that panel was not great. It's cool that they talked to Ernie Hudson.
I've not heard in a long time. Well,
yeah, right.
Well, it's tough when you don't have a movie out that was supposed to be out.
Yeah.
So you can't release any fucking toys that you were supposed to release.
Continuing the Plasma series. I was hoping for a Plasma series Stay Puffed, and they had the new Ecto 1 to show, which was fine.
I mean, it was pretty significant. It was kind of cool. But I was expecting, like, what's Wave 2? Show us Wave 2.
Yep. And I was like,
no one
Build a
wants
Figure Stay
Tully's
Puft.
shitty night, you know? Like,
Oh, I thought that box set was great.
I thought it was cool
If
too,
I was
but
doing
it's
the
still for
Ghostbusters
sale.
Stuff, I'd have been all over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you didn't buy it, so don't
No,
cry
I haven't
too
bought
hard.
any of the Ghostbusters stuff because they get all of my Transformers money, and I have no money left for their other things. That's it. That's all I got.
I do want to flag one more flag, and then I'll let Paul talk about what he watched. I watched the Star Wars panel on Friday, like I mentioned, and they're coming out with a set of 5 holiday stormtroopers.
I knew you were going to go
There are
there.
5 different retailers, and they are incredible. I love them so much.
They've
But the Star
gone
Wars dudes
around
Star
from so terrible to awesome
Yeah.
again because they are so
They're
terrible.
incredible. I love.
They're
You know,
very, very well thought out. I
The
think.
worst
Yeah,
part
the
is that
Star
each
Wars
one
dudes
is
were-
a different retailer. That is such a big fuck you, and I hate that kind of shit.
Guess
Like,
who
oh,
got all
you
the
want to
over
get a
it,
full
Nick?
set?
Where
Good luck
have you
dealing
been?
with Best Buy.
Get used
Good
to
luck
it.
dealing with Target.
I'm like, that is a marketing genius move.
No.
You know,
If
I think
these
that's
guys
great.
had their shit together, it'd be fine. I wouldn't mind it. But none of these
Okay.
retailers have their shit together, man.
Well, I didn't have a problem getting any of them.
How late did that Best Buy listing go up compared to everybody else's listing?
Best Buy sucks
24
ass, man. What do you want to
hours.
do?
There you go.
Don't worry about it. It's all taken care of. But
Yeah.
the Star Wars dudes were ragging on it a lot. Some of them loved it like I do. Some of them were just like, "This is the worst garbage I've ever seen." Hasbro's dying as a
I
company.
feel like
Like,
it's gonna be.
But
Star
it's
Wars
so
dudes,
garbage,
man.
it's wonderful.
It's gonna be so fun with those Star Wars figures, seeing like which retailers drop the ball on pre-orders and whatever, you know. So then like 4 of the 5 will get released, and like 1 of them won't, and
and then
or
it'll hit
something
clearance
like
for
that.
$5. And
Or
That's
just,
fun.
just
whatever, man.
So
I'm
think
excited
about the
for
further
Merry Christmas.
implications of this. Like, if this is a big success and this cross, you know, all their partners or retail partners, like this
yeah,
works
make
out.
your peace with this happening to us at some point. It will happen to us.
Well, imagine a Santa Claus Optimus Prime. Like, oh my God,
Give it
I
to
want
me.
that. Bring me that.
Give it to me so
The
hard.
goddamn corner box.
Megatron painted
Cover.
green
It's
like
cover.
the Grinch or something. Like, oh my God. Instantly.
Optimus with a trailer.
Stop
printed, like,
giving them
sleigh with
ideas,
reindeer on it.
Paul.
Oh, they're not listening, Nick. Promise you. I
Guess
just
what?
think
all of them
I think
get
it sounds
packaged with repaints of the season greeter bots because
There you
they're
go.
adorable.
Yeah, instead of porgs with scarves painted on them, I would take that.
Yeah, the Christmas tree with different stuff, the snowman with different stuff. Do it.
Imagine Leader Galvatron from Kingdom with like a candy cane cannon. Yeah.
Amazing. That's an incredible.
But I mean,
idea.
I just feel like, again, it seems like that Hasbro is more and more shifting towards collectors, and probably everybody's doing that. But I mean, you can just really tell with the step up in quality, the step up in price, because I think deluxes are now $23 instead of $20. So and
At
things
Walmart
like that.
only.
No,
At
it's
Walmart
They were 23.
Hasbro Pulse. They were 23.
Yeah.
Well, the wholesale price hasn't changed. Okay, so the retailers are deciding to up the cost.
Well, nevertheless, like, it's still more expensive for the end consumers, at least at this point. So,
Maybe Walmart got tired of taking a bath on the core line. Because
what I'm
let's
saying.
face it, Deluxe is the core line of most of the Transformers franchises. And if Walmart had scaled it back so they were making such a, 5 cents a figure or whatever the hell tiny little profit margin they're content with taking, maybe they just finally said, okay, no more. We have to treat this like a real item now. Who knows?
but I feel like it's probably one of those things where, collectors are probably less price sensitive than people buying toys for their kids. And but with that, you also get that collectors want, it to be accurate to the to the figures. They want the paint apps, they want whatever. And so that's the thing that I'm excited about is that, again, like, I'm willing to spend $3 more to get more paint apps and better articulation and better quality and all that type of thing. So,
Good. You should.
I guess Target or Ron in the chat said Target had theirs at $19.99. So there we go. I guess.
Shocker. Yeah, I mean the retailers, they have their own strategies. They price their things how they want. They have these big retailers have their own wholesale costs that I think are negotiated beyond what a regular person would.
Sure. I mean, it used to be that big box wholesalers, like big box retailers like that, would get whatever the standard wholesale discount was, plus they get a sizable damage allocation, and that was how they offset their costs.
That makes sense.
You know,
They're just going
I
to put
think
them
that was
on
part of
rollback,
the
and they'll be
original
$20.
Toys R Us monopoly
Yeah. Right.
kerfuffle way back in the late '80s, early '90s when they were breaking up that monopoly. Is that Toys R Us had unfair terms of sale because they were the biggest gorilla and they could demand it. I'd have to go back and look at the case, but it was something like that.
Sounds like strategy to me.
It was
Nothing illegal
price
about
fixing is what it was.
nothing illegal about being smart.
Well, antitrust laws would
Just
differ.
kidding. Agreed. Agreed. Well, is there anything we missed? We got the red. We got the Prime stuff. We got the Kingdom. We got the 2-pack, the Odyssey 2-pack.
Kind of sad that the 10th anniversary of Transformers Prime is getting all this attention, and animated is just tumbleweeds.
Mm-hmm.
For now.
I mean, I
Remember,
feel like
Selects wasn't a thing when animated had an anniversary, so
That's fair. That's fair.
Wait for
I mean-
Animated's
I mean,
30th anniversary.
Oh,
what I'll say is up
there's
until
somebody's
this
style.
point, we were complaining that Hasbro was not celebrating any anniversaries other than G1 stuff. So hey, at least we've got some Beast Wars
It's a
now.
check
At
in
least
the
we
wheel
have
column,
Prime.
and I'm not discounting
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a dawn of a new era. We'll get animated at 15 or whatever.
That
Yeah.
would be nice.
We'll be around in 3 more years.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Probably.
I thought it was a really good event. I thought they did great considering the situation. It was entertaining, and I watched most of it, which I didn't really expect to. And I thought they did a good job. I thought that the female host, the one that was like the main host, she was energetic and fun. Like she was a good choice.
Yeah, sure. Although she couldn't pronounce Scorponok, but okay.
Yeah, she could. Yeah, that's right.
No, but
Dude,
That
Lucas
was a
pointed this out
boner.
yesterday. It wasn't her. It was a commenter that spelled it wrong.
Oh, really?
if you
So she was
notice, the
pronouncing
commenter
it
spelled it
that
wrong.
way.
So I was wondering if she was like
Okay.
thrown
Not her
off by
fault.
that or what. But he spelled it Scorponok or something like
What a
that.
fucking
It was like
idiot.
with
That's
an
how
A
she
instead
said
of
it.
an O.
It's a weird word, guys. I mean,
Okay, but like if you're
I'll cut her some
if
slack.
you're holding your toy, maybe you should know how to spell the goddamn thing.
Well, and that's true, but people are dumb.
Eh.
Yeah. But
I would just say Hasbro did a good job, and if they can, if I was Hasbro, I'd be like, and I got those 100,000 orders myself in 3 days, and be like, do we need that San Diego thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
excellent question?
Is that really that
Assume
important?
Conventions resume normal practices next year. What happens?
That's assuming they do.
Assuming they do.
Well, I mean, I just
Jerry
hope
Con was
that
fine.
Go home, Paul.
I am
Get out of
home.
here.
I really hope that they actually have more of this type of a live streaming thing because most of us are not going to be able to make it to San Diego Comic-Con or whatever, and so it's nice to see and I guess they did that for Toy Fair, right, where they did a live stream from Toy Fair and whatnot as well.
Really
so
good.
I mean, it sounds like that's probably what Hasbro is going to do going forward, and
How serendipitous too, like because that was like literally right on the cusp of COVID, like days before it became serious, and they kind of got their feet wet. So like good timing.
And this is so much better than HasCon. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Although let's see,
It's got to be less overhead for them too, instead of HasCon, which had to be a money sink and a time waste for them.
I'm sure Fallout Boy and Tenacious D were not cheap.
No, but even still, compared to running an in-person show,
Yeah.
Well,
This
last
had to
week in our little preview, I said I would not be satisfied with this PulseCon if Chewbacca Mom did not make an appearance, and I gotta say, I was wrong. I was very satisfied with it, even though she wasn't there.
I'm happy you admitted you were wrong on that one. 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
miss
happy to admit
Chewbacca
when I'm
Mom,
wrong.
but she's cool.
The synergy between Chewbacca Mom and Flo Rida and Big Poppy at HasCon was just, it was magic.
What about Dude Perfect?
All those and Dude Perfect, yeah, all those related to Hasbro dudes that you think of anytime you think of a Hasbro toy.
yeah, anytime I think of... What do you think? It's ridiculous, right?
I mean, they get good people. Like, I don't know if you watched the Power Rangers thing, but they got I forget his name. It's Andre, the black nerd guy. Do you know who I'm talking about? That's like his name. Like, he's a good host, and he handled the whole kind of live stream thing for the Rangers with all the actors and stuff. And I was kind of checked out, but I know who that personality is, and I was like, I've seen him kind of come up, and I was like, yeah, this is the kind of person you should have. Like, if Mattel does this, they need like Pixel Dan to be a moderator. It's cool to see that they are paying attention. It's not all celebrity. They do get some of the right people that are kind of connected to the fan-centric universe. So, yay!
Any one of the TFYLP cast is available for your panel moderation if you'd like to.
Oh yeah, all Lucas all the time.
Yeah, no, that's all right. So, but yeah, it was a fun thing. I hope that they do it more. Like, I mean, I like all the things that they've been doing and trying to reach out to the fans and keeping fans engaged and whatnot. So, hopefully they can kind of, learn from it and keep it up and all that. So, all right. Well, thank you everyone in the chat tonight for participating. We had a lot of different people: Zaldron, Soulcraft, Ron, Big Daddy Reviews. I'm trying to think who else. If I missed anyone, John. If I missed anyone, I apologize. Anyway, and thank you guys for joining us tonight. It was a lot of fun. So again, this is our this kind of superseding our regular show tomorrow night. So we're not going to have a regular show tomorrow night. So yeah. So and then of course join us for Microcasters Tuesday nights on the TF Talk Facebook page. That is at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central as well. I'm not sure if we're having announced my wallet this week or not. I had to talk to Rob. I haven't been talked to him for a bit. So, and then cut the tape, of course. On Friday, Saturday, whatnot. So,
cut that tape.
And listeners, what did you think about PulseCon? Let us know in the Discord.
Yeah.
The link is at the top of our Twitter. It'll be at the link section below here on this video. And we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, and make sure you tell Hasbro you want to see a TF Talk moderator on the next PulseCon.
Yes. We'll have to design a hashtag for that.
Probably Rick.
Yeah.
On a Thursday night.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, thank you everyone, and we will see you next week.
Good night, everybody.